Hey, everyone. Welcome to Girl Bosses United, our monthly strategy session. This month, we are welcoming a beautiful queen from the UK that is going to teach us some phenomenal strategies on scaling our Facebook groups to increase our income. So, of course, we are super excited about that. Y'all come on in. Make sure if you have any questions, you post them in the comments so that we can answer. But at this time, I'm going to bring her on in.
Hello!
Hey, Queen, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You are very welcome. Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
So hello everybody. My name is Deasha. I am a social media and business consultant and coach, and I help entrepreneurs to scale their business with Facebook groups and Facebook suite of apps. I am a Facebook lead trainer. I am a international Amazon bestseller. I have grown agencies and scaled over the last few years to build my business, which I started in 2016. And now I'm able to work wherever I want to, which is the dream. Pre-COVID, obviously. Now we are more limited. But be able to work wherever I want to, whenever I want to, and work internationally with clients all over the world, which is really cool because I am in England right now. So freezing cold in miserable weather. And I'd much prefer to be on a beach, but here we are.
Yes, thank you, and welcome again, y'all. Listen, she has some amazing information to give us. Look, I got my pad. I hope y'all have your pads and your pen, your favorite pens, so that you can capture this information. Deasha, I'm not gonna hold it up any longer with me gapping. Let's go ahead and get started.
So I am going to work through 3 different sections today and give you an overview on absolutely everything that I am running in a challenge this week. So if you want a more in-depth version, I will give you a link to come and join the challenge later, where we'll be going into a lot more detail. But I wanted to give you guys as much value as possible on today's call. So I'm going to give you a overview of everything over the 3 days, so you can really take notes and dive in and start taking action, because that's what's important, right? If you are not taking action, then you are just sat procrastinating and doing nothing. So let's dive in with growing your group first, because growing your Facebook group is one of the most important things. Because if you're sat in an empty room, in an empty group on your own, then you are going to sell nothing to nobody. So there are a few ways you can grow your Facebook group. One of the first things is I have 7 different options that I'm going to go through with you today of growing your Facebook group. And the first most important thing is the setup of your group and making sure that your group is optimized for organic growth, because we don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on ads if we don't have to. We can do, and I'm going to give you that as an option a bit later as well. But I want to make sure that primarily we are focused on organic growth, because we don't want to spend money when we don't have to. So the name of your group is super important. And you've got to think of Facebook like a SEO platform, like a Google platform where you're searching something in a feature. So using real keywords inside of your Facebook group title is really going to help you to leverage that search function and come up when people are searching for your group. So for example, my group is Scaling with Deasha, which is the name of my podcast as well. But I've also got hyphenated organic marketing strategies for entrepreneurs. So that instantly, as soon as people see the name of my group, they think, oh, okay, I need to go and hang out in that group. That group is for me, because I am an entrepreneur and I need organic marketing strategies. So you can see the keywords there kicking in. So when Facebook start to send your Facebook group out, because they do this when you start getting engagement and more people start joining your group, Facebook deliver your Facebook group to other people as groups they might like to join. It is instantly recognizable as a group that it would want to join. If you just called it, stars falling from the sky, then people are like, I don't know what that group is, so I'm probably just not going to join that one. Which is really simple thing for you to fix. When you are doing this, though, please, please, please bear in mind that you can only change your Facebook group name every 28 days. So if you make a spelling mistake, you are stuck with that Facebook group name for 28 days. So don't do that. I've had clients that have done that in the past. So just to make sure that you are checking everything before you hit that enter button if you're going to change your Facebook group name. The other things that you want to optimize, because we're making sure that when people see our Facebook group, they join it instantly, is your cover photo. Now, when I deliver Facebook training, I mentioned in my introduction, I'm a Facebook lead trainer and I deliver training on behalf of Facebook nationally across the UK. Facebook tell you to create a image that represents your brand. Now, what I want to say is go a little bit further and a little bit deeper into that and add in those call to actions, because the faster people can get to know, love, and trust you, the faster they're going to take action and buy from you. So rather than just putting a pretty picture of yourself, of your dog, of the tree outside, whatever it is, make sure that you are utilizing that space as a selling platform and add real content onto there to drive them to take action. So, for example, my Facebook header right now inside of my group, it's all about the challenge that I'm running this week, because I want to make sure people are signed up to the challenge. I want to make sure people are aware of it and are joining it. So people, as soon as they join the group, are seeing that header image and be like, oh, I want to go join up to that challenge, and they click on for more information. So do make sure that you are leveraging that header image, because again, people are going to see that when they join the group and when Facebook delivers out your groups to other people as well. So a cover photo is really important. The next section is the description. So the description of your group is often where people will go if they want more information before they join your group. So you can leverage this description, again, with SEO and keyword functions, the same as you would with Google. You can leverage this so that people can book a call or find out more information or connect to your services in a deeper way right there in the description before they've even joined your group. So a fantastic place for you to sell before people have even got into your community. So make sure you have updated your description and it actually gives you some information. And then we move on to the what I call the standard operating procedures, or the customer journey roadmap that people will be going through as they come into your group. So if you are working in a large corporate company, and if anybody has worked in corporate before, you will know that a big thing within corporate companies is standard operating procedures. Standard operating procedures are the same functions that you do in the business that are repeated and documented, so that everybody knows, whether there's a new staff member or an old staff member that doesn't know how to do something, we can go and have a look at standard operating procedures and see what the next steps are. We want to make sure that you're treating your Facebook group and your business as a successful corporate business that's going to make you tons of money. So you need to have a standard operating procedure for the process that your ideal clients are going to move through as they join your Facebook group. So that comes down to the questions that you ask when you join the group. That comes down to the communication you have with them when they join the group, where you're going to send them, if you're going to send them to any trainings, if you're going to jump on a call with them, the follow-up procedure that you're going to send them, and the emails that go out to them as well. So all of this has to be documented and structured so that you know, your VAs know, and everybody who comes through the group goes through the exact same process every single time. It's repeatable for all of those people. So if you haven't thought about the standard operating procedure or the customer journey that you take your ideal clients through every single time they join your group, have a moment and think about that and what that looks like for you. You can map it out in a workflow so that it is very obvious and very easy to be seen. So go ahead and think about the customer journey that you're taking people through. So once you have optimized this, the structure of your group and the setup of your group, the customer journey of your group, then we move on to number 2. So then you look at outreach. And outreach is organic outreach that you go and do in other people's groups. And the key to this part of the process is making sure that you know why people should join your group. Because if you just drop your link into groups, nobody's going to join it. So you've probably seen those promote yourself groups, drop your link to the group down below, and people go in and they drop their link. And I don't know what that group is about. I don't know why I should join it. And I don't have time to click on it, have a nose around the group, and decide if that's for me or not. What the groups I do join have a nice, concise description of what is happening in that group, on why I should join it and why it is good for me, not for the owner of the group. Remember, in the nicest possible way, no one cares about you. They care about them and their business. So
Right.
if right, so if you
Yes.
are just posting about how awesome you are, then nobody's going to join your group because it's not your show, it's their show, and they want to be able to be center of attention. So make sure when you have that concise description of what it is that's happening in your group, it is really easy. I just have it on my notes section on my phone so that when I see one of those promote yourself posts, I can drop my link in there. And it's a really, really easy way to leverage those posts that other people are doing. You can also start to run your own campaigns to grow your group and outreach into other people's groups. Now, I have a whole course based on just this section, so I can't go too much into it because there's so much stuff that I could go into here. But the main thing is that your personal profile is optimized as well, so that when you are in these other groups and people are naturally nosy, they're coming over and looking at your personal profile, finding out more about your group and joining your group that way as well. So everything flows nicely for that user rather than coming over to your personal Facebook profile and finding out nothing about your group, nothing about your business, and then being turned off and going somewhere else. So make sure that there is a nice flow so that when you're doing that outreach, when you're in those other people's groups and you're connecting with other people, that there is a nice flow for them to come back into your group as well. So that is number 2, outreach.
All right.
we do still following. Are you still okay?
Oh yeah, I'm good, girl. I'm taking it all in, girl.
Good. Okay, so number 3 is PR. Press is one of the easiest ways for you to grow your Facebook group. And when I say PR, it can be anything from Facebook Lives like this to podcasts to actual press to anywhere else. And inside of my 6-figure incubator, which is my 12-month membership on growing your groups, I have a PR expert that delivers training on how to get all of that for your Facebook group. So you can make sure that you're leveraging all of those aspects as well, because like this group, I've mentioned my group once I'm live here a couple of times. So I guess some of you will come and be nosy and check it out. And that is exactly what I mean by using these opportunities to grow your Facebook group and connect with other people. You're giving massive value, but you're also saying, hey, come and hang out with me because I also provide massive value in my group too. And
Yes.
that is a fantastic way, easy way to grow your group really concisely.
Awesome.
So make sure you're utilizing that PR. The next is emails. So when you are asking questions, when people join the group, one of the questions that I always ask is, what is your email address? And I will send you some goodies, some freebies, whatever that might be to capture their attention, to capture that email address. I then nurture them through that process so they're staying engaged inside of the group. And almost like you do where you're at a party when somebody comes to your house and you say, hey, here's the toilet, here's where you can get your drinks from, here's where everyone's hanging out, go and hang out in the garden, and you're giving them a little tour of the house. It's kind of like that. You're using the emails for that. Here's where you can go and find information about this. Here's where you can connect with people. Go and introduce yourself. Go and connect with people. So you're using those emails to nurture people back into the group. And it's making your group stand out against all of those other people that don't do that, because there's a lot of people that don't, right?
Yes,
So
that's
make
good.
sure.
That's good.
Yeah, so make sure you're using those emails to really signpost where people can go in your group. The other thing is ads. Now, I don't run ads, but some of my clients do who want real fast growth within their Facebook group and don't want to do all of the outreach and the connections. But so ads are really, really good to grow into your Facebook group. However, they are against Facebook terms and conditions because you can't link your Facebook group in the ads. So there has to be a workaround to do that. And one of the ways that I do that is through lead generation ads. So I use a lead generation form and download that information. Or you can have a landing page and get them to sign up. And on the thank you page, have them go to your Facebook group as well. And that's a way to capture their email addresses too. So there are a few workaround ways that you can run ads to a Facebook group. And I've seen them done fantastically. So if that's something that you want to do, then you can absolutely do that as well. I would say that on average, the cost per lead, so the cost per person joining your Facebook group is around $10 to $15. So keep that in mind if you are going to run ads to your Facebook group, that they're not super cheap to run. So make sure you've got a budget available for that. The next one is guest experts. So like I'm doing now, bringing people into your Facebook group is a really good way to leverage other people's audiences, because you can make sure that they're advertising first. I know I've got a graphic to share, so I can share about this amazing live in here. So I will be doing that after our live. I will share that everywhere on my systems as well. So I'm promoting this group. And by bringing in guests into your group, it's a fantastic way to leverage those communities that other people are having and other people are sharing, because they also want to share that they are speaking in other people's communities. So you can make sure that you are leveraging everything that is happening, and bring people into your community that way as well. And lastly, the seventh way to start to grow your Facebook group is challenges and masterclasses. So I've mentioned I am running a challenge inside of my group this week. I have 102 people last time I checked registered to join the challenge so far, where we're going into all of this stuff in real detail over the next 3 days. And it is helping me to not only grow my group, also grow the engagement inside of my group, because everybody is super hyped and interested and looking forward to the challenge. And I'm able to use this content forever. So I have run a challenge a few months ago, maybe even 6 or 8 months ago, in which I gave people the 3 things they needed to do before they start an organic marketing strategy. And that is a piece of training that now sits in my guide section inside of my Facebook group that I'm able to refer people back to all the time. So using a challenge like this is actually building up that bank of content that when you're having conversations with people, and whether they're ready to buy from you or not, you can say, oh, if you're not quite ready to buy or jump on a sales call, I have a piece of content that I could send you that might help you in the area that you're looking for right now. And you're giving them so much value that then they're like, oh, this chick's awesome. She knows what she's talking about. And she sent me that really cool thing that really worked for me. I'm going to go and buy whatever it is she's offering now. And that works amazingly for me.
Yes, that sounds really, really good. That's good. These were awesome tips. I'm not going to cut you out, but I know you needed to get you a little whistle real quick. But yeah, these are really good, Deasha. So we have a few comments, no questions. They're just saying this is good. They're really enjoying these tips.
Yay.
And I just wanted to also point out that I joined the challenge. So I am excited about the next 3 days. But I want to thank you again for coming and sharing all of this very valuable information with us. I started this group in December of 2019, and I have grown it pretty much organically. I haven't paid for any ads or anything like that. But what I struggle with is keeping the engagement up. Like I can get it up a little while, and then, life happens and I kind of slack on posting, and then it goes down. However, I've gotten me a virtual assistant to help me with some of this stuff. But what are some tips that we can do to kind of be consistent, even when things kind of knock us off our track a little bit?
Yeah. So with engagement, you have to think of Facebook like a whole 360 approach, right? So there are a few ways that I increase engagement inside of my group. Number one is making sure that I'm friends with the majority of people, if they will accept me. I obviously don't force them to be my friend, but I add everybody in my Facebook group as a friend. That way, Facebook thinks we're connected and then shows my posts out to them more. I also direct message everybody who joins my group just to say, welcome to the group. Here's where you can go. I would love to direct you to some training if that's useful to you, and just to get to know them, because also Facebook thinks we're friends if I'm direct messaging them. So they then see my post more, and also they're more likely to accept my friend request if I'm being polite. And all that message is just a welcome message. It's not a sales message. It's just, can I help you? Where can I can direct you to some training if that's useful to you. So making sure that you're friends and making sure that you are connected to people in direct messenger, making sure that content is also going out on your personal profile, because once you're friends with all of those people, you can then share content on your personal profile that is personal to you and what's going on in your world, so that people can connect with you on a more personal level. Because the world we live in now, people are voyeurs, right? They are nosy. They want to
Yes.
know what's going on in your world. They want to get to know you a little bit better, and it helps them buy a little bit quicker if you're connected with them. The other thing is making sure you're giving them what they want and not what they need. So this is so powerful, and I have conversations with my clients all the time, and they're like, but they need this. Yeah, but nobody wants it. Like, if you're talking about diet or health fitnesses, for example, people need to stop eating. That's what
Right.
you need to do, and you will lose weight. Put
Right.
the cake down, you'll lose some weight. However, nobody wants to be told that, right?
Exactly.
They don't want you to tell them they need to put the cake down. They want you to tell them all the other things that they could be doing and how they can lose weight without cutting out the cake. That is what they want. And you have to sell people on what they want, because it's going to keep them engaged, and give them what they need once they're inside of your world to get the results.
I like
And that comes down to all the content that you share and how you position all of your offers, everything. If you're giving people what they want, then if you're selling them what they want and giving them what they need to get the results when they're inside of your program, then they're going to be thankful for it. They just have to do the work to get there at the end.
Right. I like that. I like that. And so you said, um, put your content on your personal profile. Are you speaking of like more business content or just stuff that makes it more personable? What type of content?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Yeah. So I put personal content on there as well. Like, everybody on my Facebook page knows my cute little dog because he's adorable. And like, it is my personal page. So I share what is personally going on. My friends and family are on there as well. So it is my personal page. But I also share what is happening in my business. Like, I think I shared a post today about my challenge, and a few posts last week about my challenge, so that people can see things. And the posts that blow my mind, because I actually get more engagement on my personal profile. And I shared something that I shared in my group and on my personal profile, and it was the personal profile post that people reacted to more, even though those people were also inside of my Facebook group.
Gotcha.
And that post generated me about $15,000 worth of income just from one
Okay
post.
now. Okay now.
Right? And that was just an invitation to work with me post, going into more details about how people can work with me one-on-one. But again, I shared it on my business, in my Facebook group, and on my personal profile. And even though those people were in my group as well as my friends, it was the one that they commented on my personal profile and sent me a message after that generated that amount of money.
Awesome. Now let me ask you this. Dog, I lost my question. Oh, business pages. Business pages. Give me your input on growing your business page with your group. Like, making it all go together.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. All right.
It's basically it. So Facebook released what they called a transparency report of
Mhm,
Q3 this year, where they broke down where people were seeing posts from. So they showed the most popular posts, they showed the most popular pages, they showed a breakdown of where those posts were coming from that people were seeing more. And your business page is only being seen by about 4% of the followers that follow it. So
wow.
that doesn't even include anybody else in the wider web either.
Mhm,
And it really does take up a really small percentage of all of the posts that you see on your newsfeed
mhm.
are from business profiles. So if you're trying to compete with that, it's really freaking hard. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
really hard. So what I use my business profile for is to run ads, and it almost as a Google search. So I do
Gotcha.
make sure that is updated.
Mhm.
And I just have content regurgitating on there regularly, because I want to make sure that when people do Google me and they find my Facebook business page, because Facebook business pages do come up really high up on the search functions for Google, that it is updated, because we've all done it when you've looked at a business and gone, they haven't posted for 6 months, they must have died, like they must have closed down. Yeah, we've all done it, right? And then you're like, oh no, they weren't, they just haven't had a social media person working for them for the last 6 months. But it means you're losing customers. So do make sure that your profile page is being updated regularly, but don't spend time worrying about getting reach and engagement, because Facebook have told us that it's not worth it. So I just listen to them.
Awesome. And one final question, and I'll let you give us a closing thought. But one final question. Tell us about this algorithm. How can we work well within the new stipulations of the algorithm?
Yeah, so basically just be a human. That's it, right? If you are a human and a nice person and you approach things like giving service rather than trying to sell, if you are being of service when you connect with people, if you want to genuinely help people, then people will resonate with that and connect with you. You don't really need to hack any sort of algorithm. The thing that is being human and being a nice person, that is why I friend request people. That is why I send people happy birthday messages. That is why I comment and like and engage on their content that they share on their personal profiles. And that is why I direct message them just as a human, without being like, buy from me, or sliding into their DMs with a sales pitch straight away. And I certainly don't send anybody a direct message as soon as they've friend requested me, because I feel like that's like sliding into people's DMs straight away. And I use this analogy. When you're online, think about it as if you were in a bar. And some of my clients, when I'm working with people one-on-one, they send me screenshots of the conversations they're having, and I say, this is how you can carry on this conversation, or what you should say next. And sometimes I get messages from clients and they've sent me screenshots. I'm like, you sound so freaking awkward. Like, if you were in a bar and you were having a conversation with somebody, is that what you would say? And they're like, oh no, that would be weird. I'm like, right, so why is it okay online? Think about it like that. Like, the way that you communicate online, if you took that into a bar situation or a networking situation, however you want to do it. I love a drink, so bar resonates with me. But if you take that into a bar situation, how is that going to come across when you're having that conversation? Because some people, and I see it all the time on Facebook, when somebody will make a slight reference to they might need something. Somebody goes, oh, book a sales call with me, or I might be able to help with that. And I think, where's the relationship building gone? You could say, let me send you a direct message with some information, and I can see if I can help you, and I'll send you some things that might help you with this. Then when people go and do it, you can follow up in a week or 2 weeks, and how did you find that stuff? Was it useful for you? Do you want to jump on a call and have a chat about what that looks like? Because then you've provided massive value to that person before you've invited them on a call. So take that into consideration when you're having conversations with people. Just be a human. That's it.
Absolutely. And not too salesy.
Yeah, exactly. If you put it into a bar situation, then you wouldn't jump straight into bed with somebody you just said hello to, right? So don't go straight in for the pitch on the first message. Just be a human and connect with people and find out how you can help them.
Awesome. And we did have one question. How do you add email address in group? I know how to do that. That is in your rules. When you set your rules up, you add that in there for them to put their email address in before you accept them to the group. So that'll be in the rules section.
Yeah, so it's on the questions when they enter. And I use a CRM system or an automated system software to add that email address straight into my emails, and then automate those email functions going out. Because once they've answered those questions, you lose them forever if you don't screenshot them or take that information. The cool thing about having a software system do it for you as well is in the UK, we have GDPR, which is basically if you're taking anybody's data, you have to be able to say where you got it from. So the cool thing about having a system like that is that does that for you. So if anybody comes back and says, where do you get my email address? You can say, it's on my CRM system. You added it into the group on this date, which is a really cool feature. And also automating it. The less you have to do, the more you can
Yes. Yes.
do nothing.
Yes. And do you have a favorite CRM system?
Yeah, I use Group Track. I can send you a link to access it for, and you get 7 days free trial, and you can
Okay.
have a play with it.
Yeah.
It is not the cheapest, and I have tried a lot, but it is by far the best.
All right. Yeah, send that link. Send that link. Well, Deasha, it has been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful having you today. We have taken in all of this great information. I have 2 pages of notes to come back to. I look forward to joining your challenge. Well, I've joined it. I look forward to starting tomorrow. Go ahead and tell everyone about your challenge and what you're offering, and then your contact information and anything else you would like to include.
Yeah, so this week I'm running the Scale Your Biz with Facebook Groups Challenge, where we'll be going through growing your business, increasing that engagement, and selling inside of your Facebook group as well. So there'll be 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, full of content and emails and all of the good stuff as well. And homework to do, because I am very action focused and I don't want you all sitting there and just writing notes, not doing anything with it. So there is homework to do as well. So you can join us by just going to DeashaWaddup.com/FB-groups. And that will give you access to the challenge. You can always come over and join the Facebook group as well, Scaling with Deasha, or check out the podcast as well. There is so much good stuff on the podcast. I've been running it for just over 8 months now as well. So we have weekly episodes on there, so you can go and check that out too.
Awesome. And what's the name of the podcast? Is it the same?
Scaling with Deasha. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Deasha, thank you so much. I'm not going to hold you any longer. I appreciate your time with us today. And like I said, I look forward to the challenge this week and working with you a little bit more.
You're very welcome. I'll send you the link for Group Track if you want to share it with your members as well. And then you can get 7 days free and have a play with it.
Awesome. Thank you, Queen. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Y'all, that was so much good information from Deasha. She has really blessed us this morning. So make sure that if you need to replay, if you need to watch this again, take in this information. Make sure that you join this challenge if you're on that level and ready to scale your group, or at least learn how to scale your group, and learn how to gain from this Facebook world that we are in, and doing all of these different things in the group to be more productive. All right. This is things that will help us. And also, listen, she said the word leverage about 5 or 6 times. And some of us have plenty of things to leverage, plenty of followers that you can leverage, but you have to have them in the right mindset and in the right area so that they'll know what you're working on. So with that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. This has been wonderful. I will post when she sends me the link for that CRM. If you're interested, I will post it in the group. If y'all have any questions or need anything outside of Miss Deasha, make sure you reach out to me. You can also follow her Facebook group and her on Facebook, and get this information, y'all. We coming up on a new year. We're coming up on a new year, so we should have new things transcending within us and within our business. And we should have some new goals. So she has the challenge about scaling your Facebook group, but I have a challenge as well. And it is the Powerhouse Goal Setting Challenge that we start today. We started this morning, and we are setting our goals for 2022, our business goals. and we're doing it as a group. I have a separate group just for that. And there is literature and resources that comes along with the challenge so that you can move through it the way you need to and set your goals effectively. And then not just set them effectively, but achieve them. All right. So, y'all, reach out if you have any questions, like I said. And to join the challenge, you go to www.fempreneurssociety.org/challenge. And you can be a part of the challenge. Everything is recorded. Um, I'm trying to type this in the chat. Everything is recorded, so the things that we did this morning are accessible within our group. So don't feel like you're behind or anything like that. Just come on aboard and get with the program, y'all. So listen, it's been great. I enjoyed this strategy session this morning. Y'all be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.